Okay, very excited to talk to Sammy Jo-Luxton, who is back May 10th. PFL card, big card in Belfast. Expecting a huge crowd for that one, sold out. Sammy, how you doing? Firstly, belated happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, how are you doing? Because it's been a long time since we've seen you. Obviously, you've had a lot of obstacles over the last couple of years, but we're just a couple of weeks out from that PFL debut.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Finally, I feel like this has been such a driven out thing, obviously, 2 years now. So, PFL debut, I'm looking forward to it, and then hopefully I can get cracking for the rest of the year.
Is there a sense of relief that it's finally here? Because I remember you talking to you at that initial media day. It certainly wasn't the plan back then that it would be waiting this long.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, lots of obstacles that came my way and I had to overcome it. And then basically last year, I just Irish goodbye from the sport. So I technically retired just without like telling anybody. But over time, I sort of got the bug back for it. And then when I got offered the fight, because they sort of knew that I was drifting out of the scene a bit, but they said, "Well, we've got this fight. Like, do you want it?" And from that point, it just like drove me straight back into it. So it all worked out in the end.
Of course, I mean, you had two fights away from PFL prior to this. How do you look back on those? Because obviously they didn't last long. I think a lot of the fan sentiment around those, I'm sure you heard the comments were like, I don't want to disrespect anyone that steps into the cage, but a lot of the comments were just, what are we doing here? These girls should not be in with you.
Yeah.
Um, how do you reflect on those fights and when you hear things like that back then?
Uh, well, the first girl, we had probably like 16 pullouts. So we offered people fight. We offered like a lot of money in the end, and people were just turning me down. Like they would get it. Like we got to a week out, and then it got to like we need someone, and then we got a phone call saying we've got a girl, and then at that point we just took it. So and then the second girl, people said they wanted to see me step up a level, so we got a really good grappler, and then she's been on the scene grappling wise. And then I ended up finishing that one in 18 seconds with my striking. So there's not much what I can do. Like that's the people that get put in front of me. But obviously we're just stepping up the levels, and then I can just keep on proving myself that I am where I am.
Do you see Gemma as a really significant step up from those two?
Um, yeah. So she's a lot better than the last two. She's Scottish. She's hard as nails. Like it's got to be
Of
a
course.
given. So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to this fight, and then just putting my name out to there to be like, yeah, I am the real deal.
What do you think of her? Because obviously she had her pro debut with PFL a few months ago. Nearly lasted around, a little bit under. What did you think from what you saw from her?
To be fair, I actually haven't watched her fight, um, and I haven't even like looked into it. I'm one of these people like I don't deep dive into the social media to all the fights and things like
Yeah.
that because like I see a lot of people get tied up on like one aspect of like that person. So it's like you see guys like, oh yeah, he's got a solid like with McGrillen, he's got a solid left hand, he's got a solid left hand, and then like he can kick, he can knee, he can elbow, he can grapple, and it's like you're just expected like that left hand, but he can hit you with like every other shot. So like I put it on myself to not go deep diving. Like it's my team that create the game plan and then the situations for around this.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess obviously if you don't have that information there as your team, when it comes to this PFL debut, stability is what you want, right? You obviously talked about the struggles with those first two. I talked to a lot of female fighters who have had similar struggles in getting fights, especially in the UK. Um, so yeah, stability is what you're looking for. So how soon after this one would you be looking to get back in?
So the actual plan is for me to lower my weight. Um, I'm not a big girl. I'm not a muscly girl.
Mm.
Like when I was a Thai boxer, I fought between 54 and 55. So when it comes to MMA, when PFL approached me, there was only a flyweight division, and then
Yeah.
the fatty in me just said, "Yeah, sweet, I can just put on a few more pounds and fight at flyweight." But now they're opening up a strawweight division, So my next fight's probably going to be 55 kilo, and then the next one after that's going to be 53, and then I can cement myself as a strawweight fighter.
Yeah. So yeah, being able to look ahead is obviously that's the kind of thing you haven't been able to do for these last couple of years. So that's obviously something I'm sure you're pretty happy about having that set plan.
Yeah, major. I feel like it was the universe testing me, like to make sure that I wanted it, and now it's like laid it out, and I can see the end goal from here.
How far ahead do you look? Because I know when we talked a couple of years ago, at the media day when they first announced it, Dakota was obviously there. She was the big star. You've now seen what she's gone on to do, where she's and just one thing I remember you saying to me back then was that obviously you guys have known each other for a long time. Her mum actually cornered you,
Yeah,
as a Thai fighter. Um, yeah, so obviously seeing what she's gone to do, she won the Europe series, she won the Global series, she's now maybe the biggest star in PFL. In my mind, one of the best stand-up fighters in all of the sport, regardless of gender.
yeah.
As someone that you've been on that journey with her earlier in her career, and now you're looking to kind of follow in that first steps. What has that been like to watch, and how inspiring is that?
I feel like that's why I have got the proper buzz because everybody's sort of put Dakota up there, and she smashed it, and that's what I want to embed in like the strawweight division. So basically, I want to do a Dakota for the strawweight division,
Yeah.
and hopefully the time comes we're both world champions together, and then we can put out them pictures of us being like 10, 11 years old, and then that'll be pretty cool.
Perfect. I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like I heard that from you 2 years ago, but I don't think you guys have really talked about that so much. So you when you're at that level to put that story out there, it's perfect. Um, yeah. One thing you obviously touched on when we talked before 2 years ago, media day, that when you started at Manchester Top Team, you wanted to obviously you were really going to put a focus on grappling at that point. We haven't seen it in fights since then. Where do you feel your grappling is at now, and what kind of feedback have you had on that from your coaches?
To be fair, I've taken to it quite well. So obviously back then, probably when I did the media day, I was only like 3 months into
Yeah.
grappling as such. So I did find it pretty hard back then. I was putting on like a bit of a poker face to be like, yeah, like I'm really enjoying it. Like, but the aches and pains that I got from being twisted and turned and things like that, oh my god, it's next level. Like I've never had like soreness from like stand up fighting like it. So, but now like I've really taken to wrestling. Like I love my wrestling, and then jits. In the gym, I'm only with blue belts or higher. So right now, like I don't even have a belt. Like I've never been awarded like a stripe on a white belt or anything like that. So I got chucked in the deep end, and I feel like my grappling is a very good level at the minute. So I'm rolling with these guys like purple belts, like brown belts, and then I seem to be doing all right. So I'll take that as I will.
In terms of MMA, have you been focusing more on defensive grappling? Because we've seen with, and not to keep making the comparison, but with Dakota, her defensive grappling is really good.
Yeah.
Is that a focus that you've put on more, or have you been trying different things?
I've definitely been trying different things, trying to grasp a whole trajectory of it. But obviously, I want to stand and strike with people. So my defensive wrestling that's probably like the best part of it. I'm very good at that. But yeah, I just want to show the fans like big knockouts and big finishes. So that's what I lean towards most.
Of course, and that's what the fans want. That's what the fans want to see, right? And yeah, you're in a good position to give it to them. I got a quick fire segment here, so I'm just going to run through some quick fire things for you. Favorite food?
Ice cream.
What flavor?
Oh,
Well, actually, what brand and what flavor?
so obviously I'm from Devon, so we have like proper like clotted cream ice cream.
Like the creamy, yeah,
Yeah, I don't even know what brand it is. Like I get it from like the ice cream shops.
yeah. Okay. Is there a flavor? Just like a clotted cream.
Or like a hazelnut.
Yeah. Favorite drink?
Coca-Cola full fat, like that is my guilty pleasure. Like you can bleach a toilet like with Coca-Cola and it still doesn't put me off drinking it.
What's your go-to breakfast?
A banana and an Actimel.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Ooh, Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle.
Favorite TV show?
I do love a bit of EastEnders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite fight? So we'll do one of your own and actually, yeah, one fight of your own and then a favorite fight to watch.
Favorite fight of my own? Probably when I boxed on the Mayweather undercard. Like
Yeah.
that was just such a surreal feeling. And then fight I love to watch. Oh my goodness. I'd probably say Joanna and Way.
Yeah. Did you get many interactions with Mayweather or not at all?
A couple, like he's obviously been
Yeah.
told to just be nice to people, but his security was strong.
I could figure. I could figure. That must have been a crazy experience, though.
Yeah, very much so. Just to be in that situation, like the feelings that I felt was just full imposter syndrome. Like I definitely shouldn't be here. Like Mayweather is literally right there, and it was the people that were turning up, like A-list celebrities, and there was a jeweler that came in, and then he was just talking to the fighters because he had like a VIP pass, and he was like, yeah, like I get you sorted, like you just have to call me up, like whenever you're in LA, like I'll sort you out with like a chain or something. I was like, sort me out with a chain, mate. I can't pay for it just yet, but just wait a couple of years and I'll get myself a chain.
Well, we'll win the PFL tournament, and then you can go
Yeah,
hit
that's
him
what
up.
I'm saying.
That was after you'd already committed to PFL, but was there any thought after that maybe I should go boxing instead?
I did really love the transition over to like a boxing training because
Yeah.
I sort of ran out of love with Thai boxing. I wasn't getting too many fights, and then like the end goal for a lot of people is one championship, and then I heard a lot about like people getting stuck in contracts, not getting paid
Yeah.
well, so then sort of put me off. And then the boxing route opened up, so I took that with both hands, and it was like I was loving learning like new stuff and like new opportunities. And then obviously I got handed the MMA stuff as well, and then it's just all about learning and growing. Like I love the learning aspect of it, and like coming in and just learning something new, because still to this day, like there's still like tips and tricks that I'm learning, and yeah, it's not getting boring.
No, we got a proper three-sport athlete over here. Boxing, Thai boxing, and MMA, all
That's
in.
what I wanted to do, to be fair. I wanted to
And yeah, well, with one championship, if things had been better over there, and that's where you ended up, you could have like jumped between them, like we've seen people do.
yeah, because I feel like Muay Thai and boxing, you can sort of get away with being a little bit older. MMA, that's just hardcore. So I'll probably put my sights on getting a world title here first, and then maybe like towards the end of my career, I'll dip back over to Thai, and then
Yeah.
maybe boxing, and then who knows, maybe bare knuckle as well.
Bare knuckle.
Honestly, if the price is right, I'd love to give it a go.
Yeah. What's the price? No, I'm joking. And now, a few more on this quick fire. Favorite musician?
I do love a bit of Frank Ocean.
Favorite sport? I normally say other than MMA, but let's just say other than martial arts, since you've done it all.
I love a bit of netball.
Yeah. Favorite fighter?
Uh, Probably Valentina.
Right. I mean, she's kind of had similar journeys in there, right?
Yeah, see, I've known her from the world tournaments when I was probably
Yeah.
like 12. So I've fully watched her career like pan out. So it's sort of like I envision myself, and she's got like a very similar style. So I'd love to like not copy it, like put my few twists on it, but like she's become a world champion, and then I'm gonna do the same.
I think Dakota and Valentina is a fight that a lot of people would want to see at this point.
Yeah, she's just exciting. Like she brings it every single time. Like nobody's ever sat back and gone, "Oh, that was such a boring fight." Like that's my worst fear. Like giving the audience and the fans like a bad fight. Like oh god, that scares me.
I mean, from what we've seen from you so far, it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime
Oh
soon.
yeah, never ever.
Perfect. Interesting one here. Favorite submission to practice?
So my training partner is Kelly Staddon, and she's like a
Yeah.
judo black belt, but she's reaching up to purple belt now for jiu-jitsu. She does like a lot of grappling matches, and she's so sick, and she does a lot of throws into armbar submissions. So I'm loving doing that and like just like twisting around. Oh yeah, no, I'm really enjoying armbar.
So it was like the old Demetrius Johnson.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Armbars, obviously, armbars. When you think of armbars, you think of Ronda Rousey as well, who a lot of people, especially women in the sport, have been idolized by. So it makes sense a little bit. Funniest person you've met in MMA?
It probably is gonna have to be McGrillen.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't actually like put himself out to be funny, but it's just the things he says are so outrageous you can't help but laugh.
Yeah. Obviously, he's on your card as well in the co-main event. Was
Yeah, that's why I'm
yeah.
looking forward to the actual like build up of fight week because it's me, McGrillen, and Mao, so we're all going to be out there, and I think it's just going to be such a buzz and like such a good team morale for the fight.
Yeah, and they you can all bounce off each other, especially when you're looking at things like the weight cut, right? When people are going to be struggling, it's better to be doing that with people than just to kind of be
Yeah,
alone with the
yeah.
coaches. Of course, best piece of advice you've been given. This is the last one.
My goodness. To be fair, lots of people over the last year have been giving me a lot of motivational quotes. But just pick yourself back up. Like you can always pick yourself back up. Like if you fall down, if you let yourself stay down, then you're done for. But you just got to keep on getting back up.
Especially when you consider kind of the things you've been through in the last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
To get to this point right now where you're about to make that PFL debut, there's a lot of falling and a lot of getting back up, a lot of keeping yourself going. I can imagine.
Yeah, the gym have seen me like blood, sweat, and a lot of tears. To the point now, the boys just see me cry, and it's just second nature. So I feel like it's more of an emotional vibe rather than a angry vibe. But I'm doing it from the heart. So
Perfect. As always, I want to thank you for taking the time today, Sammy. I'm very excited to see you finally make that PFL debut over in Belfast, May 10th. Wild, sold out crowd. Expected Paul Hughes, the headliner. They love him, so it's going to be a crazy crowd. And yeah, here in the UK, it's obviously going to be on DAZN. For anyone watching, give us the hard sell. When yourself and Gemma Auld step into the cage, what can the people expect?
everybody knows what I'm gonna bring. It's gonna be hard hitting, fast moving, just pure excitement from start to finish. And who knows, maybe I can last longer than 18 seconds this time.
More to the point, maybe your opponent can last more than 18 seconds.
Oh, yeah. I love an easy day at work, though.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Very excited. She had a very impressive pro debut. We've seen what you did. It's gonna be a good one. And really, it's at this stage of your career, it's probably the best fight you're gonna get, I feel like. So yeah, very excited to watch. Yeah, thanks for taking the time today, Sammy, and best of luck.
Thank you.